All right, so staying in flow as a truther 101. First, I want to talk about sanity smoothing and what it is. So, sanity, sane, smoothing. We need to smooth out the energy. We need to smooth out the emotions that this culture and society has us on. They have us on this happy, go happy, be happy on every day, be happy in the workforce. Psychopathic, take away from the self type behavior that is evil slop, and it needs to go. And this is important because it's okay to be negative, because oftentimes the truth is negative, and when you speak the truth to these normies, they're not gonna like it, and you're just gonna be attacked. The truth is not accepted in society, and this is important to know because staying protected in this realm isn't moving away. It's just accepting it for what it is, and understanding that this is a dual universe. Without evil there is no good, and without dark there's no light. And vice versa. So if we can stay in the middle, and we can transcend and go to the top, and look at both of them and go, okay, if we can, like, say politics, you got the Democrats on this side going, and then you got the Republicans on one side going, duh. Well, if you can be in the middle and be like, no, I don't want to get involved in that, and you can kind of see it for what it is, and you can see both sides, you're going to transcend and be comfortable. And this is when, like I said before, the normies are going to get offended by this. They're going to get mad, and they're going to probably call you a weirdo, and because it's just not norm. Okay. And so when you stop trying to be this happy person and you be at smooth and accept that a lot of these so-called negative behaviors and negative things is just you being at peace, this is when you become the outsider, and this is when you get knocked off your flow. Because once you start getting attacked by the normies, the realm and the physical nature that the elites have created has made it to where yourself, the ego, gets attacked, and the ego in itself is a term that is not liked by society, as an effect from the elites. There's this whole thing going, oh, you need to stay away from your ego, bro. You're egotistical, bro. Ego, big ego. Ego is the self. Ego is what you find in yourself. You cannot find yourself from the Matrix. Your mother cannot tell you who you are. Your dad cannot tell you who you are. Nobody can tell you who you are. The only one that can tell you who you are is yourself, and the only way to figure that out is deep dive in you. And that's, you can't go read a spiritual book or some wise guy tell you who you are. The only way to figure out who you are is deep dive into you internally, into the spiritual realm. And so what this realm's going to do, what the elites have got set up for you, is a bunch of psyops. And a big one is this meditation psyop. Oh, you got to control the mind. You got to let your thoughts go. I think this is a big psyop because I like to let my mind go into places that, the normie would be like, what the fuck? Like, my mind goes to places that are unthinkable. My mind goes back and forth. My mind is very creative. I don't let it stop. And this whole ego deal. It improves your function, but when you start being like this, people really get offended, and it's all part of the process. I mean, meditation is, to me, it's clearly a psyop. I mean, it's the only psychological activity, so-called good activity, psychological activity that you can do that's control the mind, dude. Control your thoughts. Like, if you go to like any other like psycho skiz realm type shit, like lucid dreaming, even basic lucid dreaming, it involves you just easing into it. Like, you can't force yourself into a lucid dream. Like, meditation is like forcing. Like, it's natural for the human mind to wander and do its thing. But lucid dreaming, you can't force yourself into a lucid dream. You have to let go. You have to ease into it. You have to step into the aura. You have to be fearless. You have to, whatever it is you got going on, you have to accept it for what it is and transcend and understand we live in a dual universe in order to get to this state. And so, this goes back to another thing. You cannot have fear in this realm. Fear is a joke. I do not fear death. I do not feel anything. They have this fear that, you're gonna die and you need to accomplish this. You're gonna die someday, dude. What the fuck? When you reincarnate, you have a choice to reincarnate or stay in the spiritual realm. Time is infinite. Time is just a perception. Like, the elites invented time. Clearly, obviously the elites invented time. Like, it's just a perception. Like, whatever you're fearing, like, that is a fraction of this lifespan, or I'm not even going to say a span, because this is infinite. So, I mean, I really don't care. I don't care about the normies. Like, I be fucking with the normies all day. Like, I be fucking with their heads. Like, I'll be, like, in the workplace, I'll be walking up to a group while we're working. I'll be like, yeah, and I just learned germs don't cause illness. And they'll be like, wait, what? Yeah, like, germs don't cause illness, bro. And then they have, like, they have to, like, comprehend what you're saying, so they have to, like, try and reset their brain. And then when they reset their brain, and then they try and comprehend what you said, it's like they get offended because they just can't comprehend what you said. After the fact, you are not going to try and explain yourself because you're not seeking approval. Right? And so then again, you get attacked. And then it's so crazy. It's such a crazy thought, so to speak, that they just either call you a weirdo or vice versa. And for those of you who don't know, it's a lie. Germs do not cause illness. The germ does not cause illness. The germ's enzymes cause illness. If I go out and eat a dead carcass, yeah, you're fucked. But I mean, just the germs, just the water moving them away, like, there's a whole microbiome going on that you do not know about. Basically, they have you taking a chemical and putting it on your germ because the germ's attacking you, and so you put this chemical on your microbiome and destroy your microbiome, and this is what takes you out of harmony from your nature, Earth. Step out in the grass, walk out in the grass, get itchy, get some allergies, start nose running. Meanwhile, this fucking deer, every other species on the planet is not having a runny nose, just chilling. Anyways, just thought I'd drop that gem out there. But anyways, where was I? Let's go back here. Where was I? I'm trying to go back. But another, where was I? I think I might just jump onto a new topic here. But staying in flow as a truther is like just controlling your frequency, it's important not to be afraid that these elites are making this a crappy matrix. If you go out in this world and you're going like, oh my God, they're putting all the chemicals in the food, and every time you eat, you're like, man, well, about to get cancer. Or like, just stuff like that. Or like, oh man, they're spraying these fruits with pesticides. Man, you can't be doing that because you're de-blessing your surroundings. You have to be in flow. You have to be pro-petulant. Like, have you ever seen like pro-petulant machines? That's what I mean. Like, the energy that you gave out will push out you further, and so on and so on. Look at the rice experiment. There's 3 jars of rice, right? And this guy talks shit to one, and then he leaves one just sitting there, and then he leaves one and he talks good. And the one he talks shit to just completely molded, like this jar of rice. You know, within time, I guess, within calculation of this infinite realm. But within a time span, he got it to where the jar of rice that he talked crap to, molded, like turned all moldy and black, and then the one he stayed neutral didn't do as much, but it still had some mold, and then the one he talked good to didn't really have any mold at all. And it's the cellular energy. Everything is energy, you know. And you can transmute energy. You are a living being, so you can transform energy into negative or positive. So it does not matter. And that's a whole looshing that I'll get into. But you can, you know, I mean, you can bless yourself. I mean, when you drink that water, don't be like, oh, the fluoride's poisoning me, man. Like, they really, you know, they want you to know. They, as a truther, they want you to know it's bad because they want the truthers down. They don't want the truthers living happy. Because as soon as the truthers start living happy, the normies are going to be like, wait a second, they got it figured out. You see? But I mean is, you gotta be, don't be happy, but don't be like de-blessing your water. I'm serious. At the cellular level, when you transmute and you spit out these bad frequencies, and I'm gonna say they're bad because they do not correspond with nature's harmony. Okay. It deforms your water. It deforms the rice. You know? It deforms the health of it. Everything is energy. And so, you know, you can control the energy. You can control your environment. And this is what they don't want you to know. And this is why witches are very dangerous and loose farmers. I can go to the workplace and loose farm a whole bunch of people, whether it's negative or positive. Okay, and I can get them to talk about me. I can do some weird stuff, like just be a weirdo. I don't care. But as long as they're spitting out energy towards me, either whether it's a hate comment or not, I can transmute it into a good energy and just give myself energy. And this is what they're hiding. They want you to care. They want you to have arguments. They want you to be in your own matrix. And matrix is just a perception. That's all it is. And the moment you just go in and go into the aura and understand that you live in a dual universe, or a trinity, and you know, you picture the 2 circles and you go, this is that and this is that. I'm going to be right here in the middle, and I don't really care. And you just not step away from society, but observe the society, and not control your thoughts, but observe your thoughts. This is how you stay in the flow. This is how you protect yourself as a truther in this world, in this realm. And that's all I got.